Alright guys, it's been a little while since I posted a video to the channel. I've been slacking a little bit, been super busy. You did see if you watched my channel, you saw the 3600, or not the 3600, the dump truck ordeal with the timing chains, and I was worried about it, the engine knocking / rattling on deceleration. So I redid all the timing chains, oil pump, timing chains, oil pump, the whole 9 yards there. And lo and behold, the thing still does the exact same thing it did before. It's just a little quieter up front now. It still does that off throttle knock / rattle. So who knows, maybe that's something in the bottom end. Maybe it's, I've heard of an exhaust knocking in those things, basically, on those V10s. Lo and behold, the thing runs great. It doesn't act like it's down on power at all. It's got plenty of power. It doesn't seem to be getting worse, so I'm going to keep running that thing as it is. So I still got to do the pump seal on the Mini. I've got the seal now. I'm going to get that done. I need to get over to the flip house and get a final video on it of what it looks like. We've already got a contract signed on that house to be sold, and that thing is done. So just need to get over there and do a wrap-up video on what that thing looks like. So we had sort of this last month, a big final push to get everything wrapped up there. So that's all done. So now I'm back on the 3600. And Dad freed up some of his projects. So he actually came out here and helped me on this the past 2 days. And by help me, I mean he did most of this. I helped him sort of plan out exactly what we were going to do and take some of it apart. But he did the majority of the disassembly, at least for the center section here, and the light fabs and the sheet metal and stuff. So he got most of that done. We just got it split today. We had it partially split the other day, and he came over today and tinkered with it for a little bit, and then I came out on my lunch break and helped him finally break it the rest of the way apart. And it was just so rusted up on the splines of the shaft there, because there had been a mouse nest or rat's nest in here for a long time. I vacuumed a lot of it out. Still got a bucket of stuff here that we dug out by hand, and then vacuumed some more out after that, after we got it split. So whatever it was, lived in there, used the restroom in there all the time, got everything good and rusty. Clutch discs are super rusty. As you can see, the main drive clutch came out in pieces. The whole center hub it's nothing left. Even the PTO driving disc, the center is sheared out of it. And that's probably from us just pulling on it so hard. We laid the pry bars to this thing. We put blocks in there. We jacked the front up. That's why the cherry pickers got changed to the axle, because we had a block in the top. Because we had it split about 1.5 inches. Couldn't get it to come any further. Prying, wiggling side to side. So I got a little aggravated. Picked the front end up. Tried to kind of bounce it on the cherry picker a little bit. I even picked it up and just dropped it on the cherry picker. Finally got it loosened up enough to break free, and it looks like we finally just broke the clutch discs out of it, which, again, they were real rusty anyway. If those would have been new clutch discs, that would have never happened. You wouldn't have broke them like that, but there's just so much rust in these splines that it just did not want to come apart freely. So I'll run a wire brush or a little wire wheel on a drill on that stuff, get those cleaned up. Get them, I'll put some anti-seize on them before I put that together. It is a 10 spline, 2-stage clutch, 10 spline, 28 spline, or 29 spline for the other stage. I mean, the discs are just in awful shape. And I'm assuming we broke this pulling it apart, because I did drive it around, even though I couldn't get the clutch to release. You can see the main disc. I think this part was up near the top. It was in decent shape. And the rest of it's just garbage. It is seen better days. Ugh, heavy discs. Got this whole center hub is completely just about falling out. So, and the fingers have kind of like, you guys probably can't see it, but I can step on and move the fingers now where they didn't want to move at all before. But that thing's junk because the center disc is out of it, so that'll be going off to the scrap pile. We'll be ordering a new clutch kit, replacing throwout bearing, pilot bearing, all that good stuff. Hopefully that pilot bearing doesn't fight me too bad getting out of there. And then we've got the flywheel. We pulled it as well when we got apart today. And on the way through town, Dad goes right by the machine shop, so he dropped it off at the machine shop to have it resurfaced. They were out on lunch break. I hope they call me because I want to make sure that they'll have to surface the inner pocket and the top part where the clutch sits. There should be a 1.75 inch offset there. And so if you surface the bottom when you don't surface the top, that offset grows too big and the clutch won't engage and disengage properly. So that's got to be done. And I'm hoping they are aware of that, but I'll know to look for it when I pick it up. We did split this thing a little differently than how I see some people do it. We left the rods and the cylinder, power steering cylinders on the back of the tractor. This, we just pulled these lines around this filter, flexed them a little bit, no big deal. And then we even left the hydraulic cooler lines on. We just unhooked them from the back and just loosened up the brake plate and slid them around. So no big deal. You can see left the tank on. These things are pretty easy to split. So learned a little bit. If we ever do it, I have to do it again. I don't ever want to do another one again, but they're really not that bad. So this one, for whatever reason, I don't know if the starter went bad or the clutch went bad or what happened. I don't know the order of problems that happened with this 3600, but at some point they must have had the starter off of it and allowed animals to get in there and just completely screw this thing up. And then also while it was sitting for so long, fuel gummed up the injection pump to where it wouldn't pump and then it wouldn't run. And then at some point it had sat so long that I don't know if maybe it was because of the clutch and all the crap in there that the damn thing just wouldn't turn over, that it was quote unquote locked up. I ended up pulling the injectors, and if you go through and watch the series, I pull the injectors, dump some oil and stuff down in the cylinders, put the injectors back in it. I don't think that was a problem. I looked down in those cylinders. They didn't look like they had gotten water in them and gotten rusted up or anything. I think it was just there was so much junk in this flywheel housing, it had just bound up the flywheel and made the engine act like it was locked up. And then maybe that's what happened. I don't know. Like I said, I've run around, great shape, runs great. So there'll be more to come on this, I hope, and definitely show how it does once we get it back together. I'll try to get a little bit of video putting it back together, but there's plenty of videos out there. Main thing I wanted to show you is what happened, what went wrong, and what not to do. Don't ever leave that housing open where people or little animals can get down in there, because they will. They made quite the little nest in there and they loved it. So hope you enjoyed the video. I'll try to start making videos more regularly again. It's just been busy and life has happened here lately, but try to get back to maintaining my channel and keeping you guys some new content coming, because we've still got plenty of projects to do. Got to get the Mustang finished. Got to finish the seal on this. Buddy right now is doing trim in my house. The one we did the house flip with, he's doing trim in my house. And we told him, we're good friends. I don't really care about trading money for stuff. I was more than willing to pay him for the job, but he didn't want to, so we are going to trade work. So I'm going to take the Mini and one of the tractors and the bush hog over there once it quits raining. And we are going to do some clearing along his property line. His property line's getting real overgrown. So we're going to get that cleared out and maybe even take down some trees. So we'll have that coming here soon as well. So, and I will try to definitely get some video of that, GoPro at least. But hope you enjoy. Like, subscribe, and be more to come.